Hey guys, this is a video about demo of my IMDb API. It will fetch the data from actual IMDb website about 250 top movies, right? What it will fetch is the name, the title, and the ranking, how much rate is provided and how much duration it is, what is the summary and everything. So as you can see from the website, the only thing that are available on this page, specific page, is the actual rank, the title, the IMDb rating. So if you want the summary, you have to go to the next page. You have to click on the link. You have to go to the next page. Here you can see this is the summary to imprisonment, blah blah blah. Plus the duration of actual movie, the release date of the movie, everything you can see on the second page. That means if you want the summary and everything of all 250 movies, you have to actually hit 251 requests. So all those who know about Python scraping, you know that this is a little bit slow process. So that means you actually have to go for 251 HTTP request, and you have to wait for those responses. Of course, you can implement multi-threading. Of course, you can make it faster, but that does not mean for each and every request of your specific API, you should go to actual IMDb server. So let's see what I have done here. Let's see my architecture first. As you can see, what I have done is I have also included a MongoDB database solution, and this is a RabbitMQ actually. So I have implemented RabbitMQ and MongoDB based solution. What I have done is for each and every request that comes into my API, I will fetch my current data from database, whatever I had stored earlier, and I will ask the scraper service to go to this specific page only this one page, and fetch the rank and the title. That's it. What I'll do is I will compare those rank and title. If anything was changed after my last scrapping part, that I will know by comparing them. If nothing was changed, that means I'll solve everything from my database only. But if I find that something was changed, one of the movie has a different ranking right now, one of the movie was removed from this list, anything. So that means that I'll tell my client that wait for some while. I'm updating my data, ask me later for this specific resource, and also at that specific time what I'll do is I'll ask the scraper service to fetch the latest data from IMDb website. So only in case of inconsistencies we'll be hitting 251 HTTP requests. Otherwise we only need one HTTP request. Now what happens in case of inconsistencies? So there again we are hitting 251 HTTP requests. So one thing I have done is I have made it multi-threaded, so that is a little bit faster now. About 1.5 to 2 minutes is what time it takes. But still, I cannot make the thread block that much. So what I have done is it will fetch the movies, and each and every movie it will put into RabbitMQ. And now from RabbitMQ, there is another service which is called DB service. It will be listening from that queue, and whenever there is a message in that queue, it will take that and it will store into the actual database. So let's see how it works. Let's start the services. Okay, I'm starting DB service, then scraper service, and API. So DB service is connected to my queue, and it is waiting for the messages. Scraper service is implemented using Flask, and same as IMDb API. It is also implemented using Flask. Let's see. By the way, for security, what I have done is you have to provide an authenticated token into your request header. Let's see. We'll see later on how you can provide specific tokens for specific users and all that. Now, currently what I have, you can see in my Postman request, this is my URL to fetch all the movies, all 250 movies, every data, right? What is the summary and all that. And this is my bearer token. I have provided that into HTTP header. Let's see what happens. And let's see what my Flask is doing right now. This is my API. This is saying that first of all, what it has done is new request to get all movies. First, it authenticated for this. Now it found that the token is correct. Now what it will do is it will fetch the data from database and then from the internet. Now of course it will not directly go to internet. It will ask my scraper to go to internet. See, new request to fetch movie list, scraping, found 250 list, and sending response. Now those two lists it will compare, and it will say currently the data in my database is valid. As you can see, my database is also up and running, and I already have 250 movies right now in this one. So it is saying that the data is valid. Right now, it will send all the response from my database only. So as you can see, I have received the duration, rank, release date, summary, title, all those from my database. Now, other features included are that you can also, ask for sorted response, sorry, sorted by duration, sorted by name, sorted by release date. So first of all, let's see sorted by rating. Of course, ascending order, descending order. This is a mistake. You can see here. This is descending order, descending order. Right? Now let's fetch the data sorted by descending ranking rating. Once again, it is authenticating and fetching data from database and internet. This is scrapping the list. Let's see. Found 250 movies and DB data was valid. Now we'll bring the response, and we have received the response. 9.3 rating, 9.2 rating. You can see that the response is sorted according to this rating, right? Decreasingly sorted. In the last, you will be seeing something like 8 or so, right? 8.1, 8.1 and all that. So that is clear. You can, ask for sorted data. Same way you can ask for, you can search actual movie name, or you can search actual description of the movie. Not, you do not have to provide entire description. You can provide one of the word only. And what it will do is it will, check the database. It will check the database. It will see in any of the movie, do I have this machine in my description? And it will send you the response according to that. Once again, scrapping movies list. My queue, my DB service is not doing anything. You can see it is connected to queue. It is waiting only, and I have received the response that a movie having machine word in its description or summary, whatever you can call it, is this one, the Terminator. Same way you can go for searching by name of the movie. There are two movies having Godfather, so you will be seeing two different movies, Godfather 1 and 2, I think. Godfather 2, Godfather 1. Now, let's validate whether or not the token part is working. So if I was to not send this token, what will happen then? I will receive 401 unauthorized. If I was to send, something else, improper token, I am getting 401 unauthorized again. So that means token has to be there. Okay. What if the data was inconsistent? What if, some movie was changed and all, anything that happened, right? In that case, let's see. I can, edit. I can edit the data here. I can edit the title, update, in order to simulate the scenario, right? In order to simulate inconsistent data. Now I will ask for all the movies again. Okay, for one unauthorized, yes, I have to provide proper token. So now let's see what my DB services, IMDb API is doing. It is saying invalid data in database, sending fetch details request, and as you can see, the scraper service has started scraping from IMDb API, IMDb website, and my DB service is also working right now. And if we check the queue now, if we check the queue, you'll be able to see the queue activity right now. See, this is the message rate is this much right now, 4.6 per second, 5 per second, and all that. Okay. So what it is doing is the scraper service is fetching data, scraping data from IMDb websites, all 250 movies, 250 links, right? And at the same time putting it into the queue. And this is the DB service which is taking data from the queue and actually inserting into my database. You can also see here 114 movies it has already fetched, and so 234, 239, 241 you can see here, 250. So it's done. Here also you can see if I had this, you can see that everything is done and the time taken was less than 1 minute. Nice. And what was the response that I had received? I had received that we are updating our data. Please try again after some time. What if I try now? And this one is also has to be there. I can receive everything. Now, what if someone was to someone was to send a request while I was updating my data? So let's check that scenario also. Let's update one of these. Update, updated, send the request. I have received that we are updating our data. Please tag in after some time. Let's see. Now the connection is made here. Connection pool is created. Multiple threads are created, and they are actually fetching the data right now. The scraper service and DB service. Now let's send the request. We are updating our data. We are updating our data. See. So even while the actual database is getting updated, any of the requests that comes into picture will be served with a response that we are updating our data. Please try after some time. And so, as we have seen, once it is done, we'll be able to actually see the data. Now, what is the token that I told you about? Like, this is the bearer token. Now, what if someone was to say that I want different token for different clients? So the way it is implemented right now is really simple. This is the collection users, and you can see the actual username and the ID. The ID that you are seeing here is the actual token. And in order to create that, let's try. Actually, I don't remember what was there. Moves. Let's see. You can see it in IMDb API main.py. So the structure is fairly simple right now, and you can add user with the username in argument. Let's go for XYZ, whatever. And actually, for this one, you do not need bearer token. We'll see that part also. This is the token that XYZ user has received. And if you were to update here, you'll be able to see XYZ. What if I don't send any bearer token for this one? Actually, you do not have to send the token right now. You can also update it to, be able to send the token in that someone who has the token should only be able to create a new user. That can also be done. That's very simple. So ABC, anything, and you'll receive the actual token. I guess that's it. And you can see the actual code in my GitHub repository. I'll put my repository link in my description, and you can see the architecture and also the flow diagram. This is also placed in the same repository. You can see the actual flow diagram, what is happening at each and every point of the code. Okay, that's it, I guess. Bye.